What is up, everyone? Starting with good energy because we gotta. Are you enticed to watch the video now? I hope so. So we're gonna take a little break from the Porsche today and do a little side quest because we're really excited for it. And so we haven't really given an update on the Pro car in a long time because, to be fair, it's so close to running. Like, it's just about there to move under its own way. But there's two major things that we've been waiting for a very long time, and they're finally showing up very shortly. We'll talk about that later on. But for now, we're gonna show her some love today because we have some parts for it, which I'm really excited for. But one update, I guess, that we haven't shown on camera is Spoon got this fire suppression system in the car. Because as you know, we need a fire suppression system. It's a race car. This year they stepped up to larger bottles, so we had to put a 10-pound bottle in it this year, so it's a little hefty. But of course, the color is kind of cool though. At least it's a cool color. Of course, we went the hard lines. They bend up nice. They look really good. It's all push-to-lock fittings. You can't beat it. But today what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some spice to the car and see it in a whole new light. So as you guys know, it's been sitting on the lift without wheels for a very long time. We tested a couple wheels we had laying around on the car, but we needed a wheel to actually solidify the car on and to have it locked in for the season, and something that we could order a bunch of spares for. The first four just showed up and we're too eager to see how they look on the car, so we're gonna get right to it. So in these boxes are the new wheels, the wheels that we will be driving on this season and most likely the next two because we are a big fan of these wheels. What we have here is a set of Stroms. Dun, dun, dun. For any of you guys that are huge Drift Masters butt hurts like me and Spoon, as you guys know, Strom has a really huge grasp in the European drift scene. They're huge out there. So we love this styling, we love the company. They work a bunch with drift games. It's an awesome company. They're great wheels and they have some pretty cool styling. And on top of that, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm a huge James Dean butthurt and James runs Stroms. I love his cars, so I'll admit that.
That's valid.
That's valid. I'll take it. I'll admit it. So today we get to see what we got and how it's going to look, and it should add some definitely more energy to the car, which I'm excited to see. So Spoon already opened them and peeked when I wasn't looking. We know what these. We've seen these in person, but you know it hits different. It's cool to have these in the States. So like you can get them in the States, but they don't really have a U.S. distributor yet. Not common here, which is kind of sick. You know.
So it'll be their U.S. distributor.
Let me know if you guys are interested in Stroms. Let me know in the comments. If you guys think you would want a set of Stroms for your drift car, they have a bunch of different styles out there, but for me, I went with one of my favorite designs by Strom, and this is their DS15. Boom! In some really glossy white. This is kitchen appliance white, that's what I call it. Just bright as shit. Check these things out. Look at that. You can't beat, you guys kind of know I love 7-spoke, like a nice 7 and 5 spokes are my go-to. Actually, I have 6 spokes on my car, never mind. So what we have here is a nice offsetted 7-spoke. Looks really aggressive, has a nice little lip on, especially for a one-piece wheel. Even with the specs being a little bit more mild on this car, it still has a really aggressive look to it.
Concave and the lip together makes it look super aggressive.
Oh, you can't beat it. And like, color was hard, right? I like silver wheels because they're subtle, and even like the gunmetal looks good, but sometimes the white just pops. So we went with the white because we knew this would. White hits.
Yeah, like, white would look crazy on your orange.
Dude, white brightens your car up so much. Like your orange would be OD with it. It would look like a creamsicle. I'm about it. I know you're gonna test fit these anyway, so.
I need some new drift spares anyways. This is a 10.5.
That's a 10.5. That's a big one. Dude, look at the concave on the 10.5. So sick. Woo! And these things could take a hit. Let me tell you. Well, the good thing is we have a bunch coming, and the specs we'll be running will fit both of my other cars and Spoon's car. So it works out pretty well. I was so tempted to go white on this car because look, like putting a white wheel next to it just brightens the crap out of the thing. On the red, look at it. Ooh, that'll go crazy on the 36. See the white on the perp?
It makes the livery pop out so much more.
Yeah, the white does it. All right, we're gonna do a quick dry test fit. So for these, I believe I went was it plus 10? For the front, I went with an 18 by 9.5 plus 10. So let's see how this thing fits. Well, it's actually pretty good. Yeah, it should be pretty close. 18 in the front goes kind of crazy. I usually run 17 in the front of S chassis, but we decided to go with James Dean's wheel specs. Because his car
he's like, kind of got it figured out.
Dude, his cars are so cool.
Damn, it looks crazy.
It's wild. And you need a low offset for the Wise Fab because it puts it really close to the coilover. You don't really have much room.
The red calipers are cool.
I mean, the red calipers pop even more. And we don't know what color we're gonna paint this thing. But I knew white would make it pop either way, so. It's so cool to see these things in the States because we spent so much time in Ireland, and like every drift car in Ireland has Stroms on it because they're such a vibe, and it's like funny to see that here. So for the rear, we went with 2 different sizes. So what we have is we have a 9.5 plus 10, which is the same size in the front, which is nice. And then we have a 10.5 plus 10. Now, the difference here is what size tire we want to run on the car. In Pro Spec, you're limited to a 255, and so with that, we want a skinnier rim, so we don't have much of a stretch on it. We'll talk about that later on. And then for other type of competitions, like an unlimited class comp, like a Gambler or Pro 1 or other grassroots comps where you're not tire limited, where we can run a 285 or a 295 if we want that bigger rim to fit it. This is the option for that. So we have the 10.5. So these overs are huge, and the rear wise strap actually doesn't really change the track width like the front does. So these, even at the 10.5, might still need a spacer.
Yeah, sunk in.
Yes. Oh God, these are huge overs.
What are they? They're like 75 mil
I think
over?
they're 75s, yeah. It looks cool with the deep concave though. And in the 9.5, without spacers, it's gonna look super sunk. Oh yeah. And well, here's the thing, right? So with the rear, the more you have your wheels sunken in the rear, theoretically you get more side bite, right? The more the wheels stick out, you lose side bite. But it kind of sucks, right? Because you don't want this huge wheel gap because it looks dorky, but you also want the car to perform at its optimal setting because it's in a competition setup. And so like, that's why you'll see a lot of guys in Pro 1 and Pro 2 with like S chassis where they have like 8-inch of wheel gap, and it looks so bad because it's just straight for performance aspects. They want that side by so they can chuck the car that much harder and really get in and out of the zones. And when you get dudes like James who don't care because he'll drive through anything, and he has like spacers and it looks really cool, so. So good. You got the stem? Yep. Code. Tom showed me that one. You should the air fitting.
I got it from Grant.
You got it from Grant? I think Grant was the one, yeah.
$265 on a 9.5 for me.
I know, look how chunky that looks. All right, let's take a quick second to talk about tire sizing and wheel sizing because it's very important, especially on this drift car setup. So what we have is we have our front fitment first, right? So these are 9.5. So what we have on here right now is a 235/40. Not every tire size is the same between companies. Some tires measure out bigger than they tell you. So you got to keep that in mind. For these are some Federals we had laying around just for fitment. So these are 235/40s. They kind of fit like a 245, like they actually fit pretty square. Now the big thing is, in the front, 235 to a 255. We got to see what we like. If we need more grip in the front, we'll go up to a 55. If we can get away with doing a 235 with a better compound, we're probably going to try and do that just because it actually gives us more room inside our wheel arches for angle and not have to worry about binding and hitting the fenders and stuff like that. So we're going to start small, 235. Now when it comes to the rear, there's a couple more things to talk about, right? Because the front, we just need to make sure that we have the scrub radius that we want on the rims, and we have a width that isn't too excessive, that we're just causing a bunch of clearancing issues in the front. When it comes to the rear, you have plenty of room in the rear, so you don't got to worry about it too much. When it comes to the offsets of how the wheel pokes in and out, there's the two battles, what we talked about before. Filling out the fender well and looking cool, but also having that low offset wheel that brings it closer in the rear that actually makes the car kind of bite a little bit harder through the transition. So you pick that battle for yourself. When it comes to picking the rim width, this could be very important because you got to figure out what tire you're going to be utilizing the most. You got to decide if you're going to be a 245 guy, if you're going to be a 265 guy, 285 guy, or a 215 guy I once was. You know, it's important because if you look, these are both the same size tires. These are 265s on both, but as you can tell, they fit on the rim differently. If you could see, this has a stretch to it, and this one is more square. Now, there's two big things we got to look out for. The rim potentially debeating, and getting full use of our tire. If a tire is more stretched on a rim, it has a more likely chance of debeating, which means we can't run the tire as low a pressure as if we would on a skinnier rim where it fits more square. Since air is keeping this tire in place to the point where it's stretching it out to fit, it is way more likely for that bead to get pushed off and pop off and you debead and you lose your comp. It's a really shitty way to lose versus if it's square and the actual size of the tire is holding in place versus the air pressure, you could bring these bad babies down real low so you can get as max grip as you want out of that tire. And then going on with that same argument, we gotta worry about side bite also, because with the stretch versus it actually being square with it, the tire will roll over differently. The way it utilizes the sidewall of the tire is important, because if we're stretched, the sidewall is not gonna flex. It's gonna be really stiff because it's kind of forced to be out here. It's not gonna really roll over nicely, and we're gonna maybe potentially start running on the actual sidewall versus on the tread, versus if you could square it up, it'll allow you to really roll into your tread and really make full use of this area on transitions and digs versus it being stretched and stiff. And these are all arguments that you could debate and word in definitely better ways depending on what drifter you talk to, but the consensus is having a more square tire will give you way more performance all around out of your tire. It just doesn't look as cool as the stretch. The stretch looks way cooler, doesn't it?
It does.
Depends who you ask, right?
I like the square look.
You like the square look?
I love that square look. Like that 9.5 of that 265 looks perfect.
It does, because it looks very performance. Like that looks performance. Like it looks fast. Where this coming from like, you know,
yeah,
hot boy world,
guys.
like the stretch, that looks hard. You know,
different strokes for different folks.
Different strokes. The Valino, the Drift Masters guys got it easy because those Valinos doesn't matter. You just put the Valinos on and you do what you got to do. 235 might be the move. LZ runs a 235 on his S15, but like LZ's known to not really like front grip, so.
So you run 17 or 18?
He runs a 17 actually. A lot of the pro spec guys will run the 255 in the front with the 255 in the rear. See how the 10.5 looks with the 265 with no spacers. Yeah, that's pretty sunk. Even with the 10.5 plus 10. I feel like they need to make like the rear quarters for these clamshells smaller just to make up for it, because no one's running wheels that big. Maybe we'll cut it, put a Origin like 55 on it. If this gets damaged, I'm gonna put Origin 55s over the, because that would be sick.
Yeah.
Then we could run that narrow rear end that we want without having it look super corny.
75 mil in the front, 55 mil in the rear.
Yeah, I think it'll good. Get that bulldog look. For the 9.5 side, we definitely need a spacer, or we'll split the difference. So I have spacers that are just the wrong hub bore, so let's go fix that.
Machine shop Jim.
You got it, make it work. That'll fit the hub now. All right, let's see if 1-inch spacer is enough for this thing.
Still not enough.
Well, I knew it wasn't gonna be aggressive, but I wanted to at least make it like split the difference, because we gotta split the difference between looks and performance, right? Nah, should we just double up the spacer real quick to see what it looks like?
Yes.
All right, double up the spacer, that's FD legal.
We're just doing it for science reasons.
What's it? Do as I say, not as I do.
Exactly.
Can't find a hole. It's been a while.
Spit on it.
Now we're talking.
Now we're talking. It just took a 2-inch spacer. Even that, it's not super aggressive.
But that looks so much better.
Jordy, what do you think? I heard you talking smack before.
I just don't like the white wheels.
You don't like the white?
The white's just not it.
We're gonna switch it up. What color would you, okay, what color would you pick? They do have a really cool gunmetal.
Yeah, like that's okay.
Black chrome.
Cause it's like the black chrome.
I didn't want to do silver again.
Just I feel like white, all the boys are gonna have rags every week.
A good thing I got boys.
You can have one per wheel, right?
Yeah, exactly. We haven't played with ride height yet, so we don't know where it's gonna sit, but dude, are you seeing it? Like, I love the front fitment. That looks so bad. Back up. Race ramps. Knowing how well this car is going to perform just makes the aura that much better. But right now, all we can do is enjoy looks, so let me drool about it, all right? Rear coils are very soft and very long travel. So this is kind of the, oh, that's actually lower than I thought. That's good. This is almost the lowest it can go in the rear.
No way.
Yeah, but it's, like I said, it's very soft and it's very long travel and it really utilizes the shock. So we need that height almost. The front looks so perfect. Like,
it honestly doesn't look bad, especially like just like imagine this actually squatting during drifts.
yeah, and imagine it with a 285 on it. Like it really
meaty ass tire.
really meaty, and it'll fill it out really nice. I mean, this is the 10.5 side with no spacer. The front we definitely have to raise, but we could ooh and ah about it right now.
I don't have to raise that.
We have to raise it. that looks badass. See, the ride height doesn't look as horrendous now because it looks so aggressive, right? This is just pro car stuff, you know what I mean? And just knowing once we get on like gas, it's gonna be like.
It's missing one thing. It's missing one.
You still want it, don't you? You still want it.
It's missing a big fucking.
I kind of wanted to pull a kooky wing on.
Drag.
No, we tried a kooky wing. Looks like shit.
wing.
What do you mean a kooky wing looks like shit?
We tried
We
it.
tried
No way.
it.
Bullshit.
We tried
We tried it. It does not look good.
Cat.
Pull it
Go
out.
get it.
Drag.
No, James
Drag.
Dean spec big wing. Cool.
That sci-fi looks cooler with the better fitment in the rear. Just test it with and without the spacers to see how noticeable it actually is. I see Austin smirking. Someone hold this for me, come on.
Yeah, close the hood.
Nah, but it's cool seeing the 2J stick out. Come on, the kooky wing looks sick. What do you mean that doesn't look good?
When we test fit, it didn't have wheels on it. I don't
It
know.
looks very.
It kind of does look uniform.
I love it with the kooky spoiler on it. They're just expensive. I can get rep ones, and I don't care if they get smashed. Because I like how it makes it look very like, because the S14, the butt looks like it starts to fall off. Like, you know, the butt, she had 3 kids, worked a desk job, and it's just not the same as it used to be.
Pretty face.
Yeah, she hasn't hit the gym in a long time, doesn't really take walks with her friends, just, you know what I'm talking about?
I get it.
Yeah, you get it.
I got
and,
you, yeah.
and so we need them tight jiggle pants to make it look all good, and that's what the kooky wing is. You know, good flares. Mini skirts. I need to show. Is this appropriate to say? I don't know. Just like the little stuff, like the Type 2 hood and like the kooky spoiler, makes it look a little bit different than all the other Pro 2, you know, S14s. Ready to take it off. It just looks like it's like, especially since we have no back glass, it looks like it's extra missing something.
Yeah, put it back on.
Put it back on, please.
Yeah, okay. It's something. It's something.
Let me see what it looks like.
It's just really meaty. That's why I like it.
Yeah, that's cool.
See?
Yeah, that's pretty
nice.
Yeah.
It's just iconic.
Okay, so your vote is Koki Wing.
Yeah.
You vote GT
Big
Wing.
wing.
I vote Drag Wing.
Drag wing. I don't mind drag wings because long and low makes a car look way more aggressive in transition. It does.
Yeah.
So.
But I also see Spoon's point of view. Big GT Wing. This is the car for it.
This thing got big energy.
I know, but they're not.
Big wing.
The big wings like aren't legal in a lot of series anymore. But beyond the spoiler talk, it looks so good on these wheels. I'm so hyped about it. Feels like an actual car, doesn't it? No.
It finally looks like a car for the first time in a long time.
Yeah. Knowing that these wheels are going to stay on here, I love the front fitment. It is perfect, beautiful. I want to make sure. I want to try and utilize the 235 if we can, which I think we should be able to, especially if it's a 265 car. I don't see us being an issue. As long as we have a good compound on the front, it should be good to go. And we'll test the car with and without the spacers in the rear, because it just like it looks so much better. Obviously, if it is that noticeable on a car like this, then
We gotta take them off.
we gotta take them off.
Man, we can always hard park with spacers on, and just for comp, we take the spacers off.
It always hits different the next day when you walk in, and it I've raised the front a little bit so it has a proper stance. Car looks incredible. It's making this thing start to feel real, which is huge. This car is badass, and the aura it gives off is unreal. So we were waiting a long time for a bunch of parts to show up, and guess what? They're all showing up like now, which is huge, so we can get to this thing, get this thing finished up ASAP. We got the wheels on it now. I mean, it sits on its own suspension. Almost all the lines are hooked up, which is wild. I need a high pressure power steering line for the power steering pump. That's it for lines. And then what's huge is the Lexan finally showed up for the car. Had to order this stuff from Europe. It's beautiful. So we'll install this stuff next week, and seeing glass in this car, I think is really, really gonna bring the whole thing together. We're gonna windshield in it and all this stuff, and I think it's gonna be really badass.
I'm excited to see how this stuff goes in.
Yeah, me too. I mean, look at this Lexan, it's beautiful. It has the OEM black lines with even like the little OEM dimples, whatever you consider.
Yeah, the little dots.
The little dots. It just, the DOT dots, I don't know. It looks cool. So the glass going in this thing will be that last icing on the cake. That will feel amazing. Still haven't picked the color yet. Let me know what you guys think, what color we should paint this. I know we talked about it a bunch, but it's killing me. It's killing me. It's just such a big moment. It could be any color. You know, usually you're kind of like stuck to colors. This can be anything, as long as we get rid of the old red.
the last piece of red.
Of it. All right, as long as we don't, yeah. And the last thing we really need is the electronics, and the electronics should be showing up later today, which is massive. We mount the electronics, which means that we can measure for our chassis harness, which is already paid for. So as soon as that's all mounted, the chassis harness will come together really quick. Engine harness gets finished on Monday, and so we should have the car together and moving and hearing it run within the next couple weeks, which is massive. We've been waiting like a month and a half, 2 months for a lot of things, and so it's been on hold, but maybe a month and a half later than I wanted. But dude, it's
right there.
It's right there. We're so close, and this thing is going to be unreal. I mean, it felt good, like getting to do a comp in that car early in the season helped me get back to it, because I didn't drive it all winter, so it felt really good to get back in it. It got me more excited to get into this thing, where this thing is a serious weapon.
I'm so excited to hear the dog box like do the
oh my god, I can't.
time.
Oh my god, that's the best. Like, doof, it's just like, that's just a dude moment. You're just like, hell yeah, brother. Like, Jay-Z noises. It's gonna be absolutely incredible. And even as it sits right now without the spoiler, unpainted, the car looks so badass. The aura is insane. So we gotta pick the right color, because it will make or break the damn thing. So no stress, but give me some good suggestions. But for now, you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more content. We'll see you guys very shortly.